baby's voice would be actually heard crying in actually the whole hospital. This baby was actually Issei Hiro, and actually he was actually the second son of actually Goro and Mika Hiro. Issei had actually three siblings. The eldest one was actually Kiyomi Hiro, and the two others were actually Drew and Gray Hiro. And with this, Issei's actually parents would actually notice something about Issei. He was different. They couldn't put their finger on it, but they didn't actually mind. A few years actually will pass. Issei would notice that he was the difference from his whole family, as actually his sister Kiyomi would show him love and compassion, while actually the rest of actually his family, his two brothers and even his parents would even neglect Issei, because actually they thought of him as nothing more but just a nuisance. The two brothers will always beat on Issei, but Kiyomi would be there to protect Issei. Their parents actually would neglect their boy, saying that actually they didn't think as him as his own son. With this, Issei actually already felt that actually the true family member here was actually Kiyomi, seeing that she was a true person who always actually cared for him, even going as far as even sleeping in the same bed when Issei had a nightmare. About actually a few days will pass. Issei will be in his room, but actually their parents will call actually for their three siblings, of course. That will be Kiyomi, Dre, and Gru. They will explain to them how actually that they are not really human, that they have a special power. And they will even explain about actually the supernatural world to them. They will explain how actually Kiyomi had the Red Dragon Emperor of Domination, and how actually Drew had the torment actually spirits, and how Gray had the flashing gates of hell, as actually the two of them was actually destined for greatness. As actually this actually excited them, but also they explain actually to them that they cannot tell Issei that he doesn't have a sacred gear, not even a drop of actually magical powers. He had nothing. As actually a few more actually months will actually pass. One day Issei will be in his bed sleeping as he will hear commotion downstairs. Issei, half asleep, will actually go downstairs to hear actually noise, and there he will see actually his actually older sister arguing with his actually two parents.
That's enough, Kiyomi. I think you spend far more actually time with actually that your brother Issei of yours. That you actually been lacking on your training and spending actually less time with your actually two actually other brothers.
I agree with your father. You spend less time with actually your other brothers, but instead you spend more time with actually Issei. I understand how you feel, but you need to focus more on actually your future and actually the rest of this family, of course. How could I care about actually them two idiots who actually just pick on my younger brother? And especially you. You spend actually most of your time neglecting actually Issei, but yet you don't actually spend time caring with him. You guys are the worst. I hate you.
With this, Kiyomi would run out of the house. Issei, still half asleep, would notice this. He will actually ask, where is she going at this time? Issei will go upstairs and get himself a change of clothes. While he would dress himself something warm, he will also bring a spare jacket just in case if he sees Kiyomi. Issei will hop out of his window balcony and land actually in the garden while he will sneak out the back. Issei will actually continue to walk around the streets for about actually a few hours until he actually came to a sudden stop after he actually felt something that was off. He didn't know what it was, but he continued to actually walk further down the street. The sky was beautiful, with a beautiful moon today. As Issei continued to walk about a few minutes, he will actually notice something from a distance. He came closer and with this a horrifying sight. He will see of a man dead on the floor, with blood leaking out of him, of another man standing above that guy. He had some kind of a weapon in his hand. The man would now turn to Issei. Issei would be shocked. That's blood, kid, and it will be soon coming out of you. This is where actually Issei would start to walk backwards slowly, and soon he started to run. The man, with actually a crazy smile, will walk slowly, then he continued to actually increase his pace, catching up to Issei. He started to run, as now Issei was actually running for his life. He will actually go into a nearby alleyway, and he continued to run. So he went to the alleyway. This is perfect. the man would say. This is actually where Issei would continue to run before he hits a dead end. Wrong turn, kid, the man would say right behind Issei. Issei would be looking at the man with fear in his eyes. It's terrible that someone like you is out at this time. Too bad for you, you're not gonna live much longer. Before the man created a life spear, and before anything or Issei could even react, he was stabbed with the life spear into the wall, impaling him there. The man would actually leave Issei, impaled into the wall with the life spear dispersing, and he would just leave, thinking actually the life spear would kill Issei. Issei would actually just watch how after his vision started to get dark. He would look up at the moon, and he would start to feel cold. He started to lose consciousness. Is this where I die? The young Issei would say. I can't die yet. Kill me. She's out there. She will freeze if I don't give her her jacket. Issei will continue to lose consciousness and eventually fade into darkness. But in Issei's dark conscience, his actually mind will open to a white void. A there tab would appear, saying, Issei Hiro, would you like to become a player? Issei, confused by this, he would say like, what? What is this? What's going on? Is this heaven? Am I dying? Am I hallucinating? Is this a dream? Issei has tons of questions in his head while seeing this tab right in front of him. Would you like to become a player? The thing would say. Issei, now more confused, would say like, player? I guess so. Issei said while knowing what it actually meant. This is where everything would actually turn white, and then Issei would be woken up by actually somebody holding him. He would look up to see that it was his sister Kiyomi crying in actually her arms. This is where Issei would say, Kiyomi? Are you? This is where actually she would hug her brother and to say, don't say a word. There Issei would notice that actually pretty much actually he was healed. The blood that was actually on him was gone. There was no trace of him or actually like what injuries there. This is where actually Kiyomi and Issei would get up at the same time, while Issei would hand her her jacket. This is where actually the two of them would head back home, while Issei is still contemplating about the event that actually happened. They would reach actually the house. There, once they opened the door, they would be greeted with actually of a horrifying sight, or kind of like an angry sight if you want to think about it. There they would see Issei's parents there with an angry look, and that of worry. This is where, before they can even say anything, their parents will actually hug Kiyomi into actually a big actually hug, saying where was she and how they were worried about her. This is where Issei will notice that they didn't even care that he actually went. They didn't even care to see that actually he was with her, or even that he was injured, even though he didn't actually have any injury. They only cared about her, his sister, the only person who showed him true love. This is where Issei will walk up the stairs, and there he will finally go into the bathroom. Issei will notice the wound that was actually supposed to be there was gone. Issei will clutch his fist, and actually there's blood started to leak out. Issei will rip his shirt and say like, how dare they treat me like this? How dare they? They will soon pay for this. There, blood will actually leak on the ground, and pretty much of a white tab or blue tab would appear right in front of him. Identification complete. Issei Hiro. Race human. Level 1. XP 0 to 50. Health out of 100. Stamina 70 out of 70. Strength 3. Speed 5. Endurance 1. Defense 2. Magical powers 0. Skills and abilities aspect unknown. Skill points 5. What? What's going on? Why is these things popping in front of me? Am I going crazy? Am I actually going insane? Issei would actually touch the screen to see it was actually real. No, it's real. But why are they showing this information? The young boy would actually ask. This is where an actually tab would actually appear right in front of him. Skills / ability shop, level 1. Current athlete, points. Sharingan, 3 points. Gallagher, random, 2 points. Status, upgrade, 1 point. Magic, unlock, 3 points. Issei would look at actually the skill actually shop and there he would start to observe actually what was actually there. A Sharingan and Excalibur and a status upgrade and magic unlock. He didn't know what these were, of course, but actually they will show information about what they were. Saying about the Sharingan gave him great vision and able actually to react to some opponent movement. While Excalibur, you already know what it is. It's basically of a holy sword that was created by God, or pretty much actually the fairies, if you actually want to think about it, like actually King Arthur. And magical powers, where it unlocks his magic powers so he can use magic. And status upgrade, which actually increases actually stats. Issei will actually spend the next few minutes thinking about this and how this actually works, but another tab would actually open up.
Time almost expired. You have a few seconds. Pick right now.
The screen would actually say, Issei a little bit more confused and now under pressure. What? Excalibur and the Sharingan, the young actually boy Issei would say. The system would appear saying great choice. You have actually chosen Excalibur and the Sharingan. You'll be rewarded right now. This is where Issei feels a pain in his eyes, like something was actually growing there, like his eyes were changing. This is where actually the pain would actually go away after a few minutes, where Issei will look in the mirror. His eyes, that they changed. Issei will notice that he had the Sharingan. That actually he will have Black Tomoe. And that actually it will only just one. And this is where actually Issei will have a figure, like kind of something was heavy in his hands. This is actually where Excalibur rapidly would appear. This is where actually Issei would actually fall to his knees and how heavy it really was. Ugh! God damn it! It's so heavy! How could someone lift something like this? Is this Excalibur? This is so awesome! Issei would say to himself. System would appear and starts to explain actually what these actually items really were. They start to explain about the Sharingan and also Excalibur. After Issei reading actually what these actually things can actually do, he got a little bit more excited. System would actually now actually tell Issei that his first challenge was now actually available, that he has to survive his first quest. This is where Issei's whole vision on his whole surroundings started to dissipate, that of actually of a giant forest. This is where Issei would actually look around. Where am I? Where's my bathroom? Issei actually started to think that he was actually now going more insane, and that this was actually a whole of actually a dream, that he's just dreaming. But actually the system would actually confirm that Issei's not dreaming, that this is real. Now, just out of nowhere, a few wolves would appear behind Issei and start to attack him. Issei would actually see the wolf movements and he would move out of the way while he had his Sharingan activated. This is where the wolves started to attack Issei, and Issei just started to run around, pretty much actually unaware that actually pretty much he had a Excalibur right by his side. As a few minutes would pass, Issei would continue to run, out of breath and tired. He didn't know what to do, of course. These wolves were chasing him. He was not a fighter. But until more wolves started to surround Issei, and he had no choice. This is where one of the wolves would attack Issei, but Issei would actually move his body and stab actually the wolf with his actually Excalibur. This is where all the wolves would actually attack Issei all at once and pretty much ganging up on him. A few minutes would pass, Issei would be standing there in a pile of actually dead wolves, and there his whole body was covered in blood, and Issei was breathing heavily. The system will actually pop in front of Issei showing his information, saying,
Issei Kyoto, race human, rank unknown, level 14, XP 831 out of 1500, out 70 out of 100, stamina 47 out of 500, strength 80, speed 134, endurance 70, defense 97, magical power 0.
Issei would actually continue to breathe heavily while saying, did he just upgrade? Did he become more stronger by fighting these things? He didn't know what was going on for him, but he would just collapse and say that he had enough for one day. A tab would appear right in front of Issei saying that actually he can now claim his rewards. That'll being 4 diamonds, 3 gold bars, and a magical item, Endless. This is where actually pretty much Issei can actually use fire, water, lightning, any elemental magic as he actually sees fit. Issei being so tired, he didn't actually want to think about this. I'm just going to bed. I'll actually kind of think about that later. Probably this will all blow away the next day. Issei will finally return to his bed, collapsing fully on his bed, while he will actually sleep peacefully. That he will sleep till the very next day, not actually caring to get out of bed until actually the next night. This is where pretty much Kiyomi will open Issei's door, and then she will slowly creep up to him while sitting at the edge of his bed, while actually she had a sad expression on her face.
Issei, please forgive me. I have no other choice. Mother and father are forcing me to do this. Pretty much of a nobleman called actually Lord actually Phoenix offered us some training in the underworld, and plus our two idiot brothers actually agree with it. And actually seeing how our parents are, pretty much they don't actually want you to come along with us. So pretty much you're gonna be home alone. I hate leaving you. I hate leaving you and having actually that thing that attacked you, that fallen angel. I don't know how you even are still alive, but I'm glad that you are. But I won't be able to come to see you for quite some time. I'm so sorry.
Before she will plant a kiss on Issei's forehead, and then she will leave actually the room, but not before placing actually her favorite necklace on Issei's bedside desk. This is actually where Issei will be hearing a little bit of this, but of course, just thought that he would be dreaming. A few hours will pass. Issei would have finally waken up, as he will actually notice that he was pretty much actually home alone. The house was quiet. He had actually a weird dream saying that his sister was gone and she won't be coming back for quite some time. But as he continued to look around the house, he notices a note and saying how pretty much Issei was left here while they actually went to actually do special things that they need to do. Actually pretty much leaving the house to Issei. Issei actually thought that actually what his sister said to his dream was actually real. And actually pretty much they left him all alone in the house. Damn it! I'm such an idiot. How could I actually not notice this? Of course they will leave me behind. They expect me to actually fend for myself? I don't even have money. I don't even know how to even cook any food. So how am I supposed to actually live in this house while me not doing anything, of course? Issei was saying, but actually of a system or the tab will actually pop up right in front of actually Issei's face. You have 4 diamonds, 3 golden bars with actually cash out opportunity to turn those actually crystals or items into real currency. Issei was so surprised by this. Wait, I can turn actually my items to currencies? The system would actually say yes. Well actually we're going to be using US currency. This is where
Bronze was actually worth $100. Copper, $300. Silver, $1,200. Gold, $50,000. And crystals, $100,000. Or diamonds, $102,000.
and actually their rare materials were out of the opportunity because actually they were not really worth anything in the real world. This would surprise Issei and saying that money, I have no problem with that. So pretty much I'm home alone. But today, Issei Hiro is no more. It's only gonna be Issei. Pretty much actually this is where this world will actually know who I really am. They will actually pay for what they did to me. They'll pay for what actually who they even messed with, of course. And especially that fallen angel. I will soon have my revenge. Hey guys, what's up? I know this is pretty much of a strange actually what if that I actually just started to do out of the blue. Now I did say I was actually going to be focusing on doing actually my old what if, but actually my friend, if you guys actually know this guy, his name is actually called Mystical Otter. He was a YouTube actually guy, and then me and him actually are friends, and pretty much most of you guys was probably wondering what happened to the guy. He just deleted his channel. Yeah, I know it was strange, but he's actually pretty much good and healthy, but he decided to take up actually fan fiction writing. And I pretty much actually left actually his work down in the description below. That actually this is actually Issei OP gaming system that he actually just made. Now, before I can even say anything, this will not be like a continuous series because actually pretty much he uploads wherever he wants. So I don't know actually when he's gonna upload actually the next chapter or something like that. But he's actually way ahead of me because actually he has so many chapters already made. Pretty much, yeah, I might do some of them, but not all of them, of course. So this actually did part one. So yeah, this is actually part one of his actually like what if story. So pretty much, guys, go ahead, check out his actually story, Wattpad story, and you guys will be quite surprised at actually the writing that this guy actually does. And I would actually warn you, this some of these things are kind of like over 18 plus some of the scenes, but I will actually skip some of them because I don't want to get demonetized. So yeah, this is only actually a fan fiction that my friend Mystical wrote. I didn't write it. I decided to use the what if, of course, and pretty much he said it was actually okay since actually heck it might be interesting. So yeah, I'm Ultra Anime. I'm signing out. Peace.